Welcome, Baruch College, class of 2017. What a great stadium right here in Brooklyn, where actually a lot of my history starts right here. Thank you, deans, faculty, presidents, families, students. It's my honor and privilege to graduate with all of you today. I can honestly say that it probably took me less time, took you less time than me to graduate, considering the fact that it took me 15 years and my first class was in January 2002. It's true, it's a true story. Growing up in Israel, watching American television and movies, my definition, Israel. Thank you. You know you're surrounded by immigrants when you say a country that no one ever states and suddenly you get some noise. That's a great thing. Growing up in Israel, watching American television and movies, my definition of success was completely misguided. Most of my heroes when I was a kid pursuing meaningless pop culture were materialistic, superficial, and egocentrical. Tell you something else about them. I know as a fact that they weren't even happy. I was a very confused young student, and I didn't understand what truly mattered. I believed, and maybe some of you believe that today, that the American dream is get a degree, get a great job, have lots of fun, make lots of money. Just saying it sounds ridiculous. But at the time, I didn't know better. And because of that, I spent my first 2 years in Baruch studying a little bit and partying a lot. I majored in entrepreneurship and marketing, and I thought the best way to practice what I learned at school, because we talk a lot about mentorship, was to practice with every bouncer, convincing him to let me in the club, every promoter, convincing him to give me free drinks, and basically hitting on every girl in the city. Maybe I thought that was going to be fun, but I gotta tell you the truth. Very quickly it got old, and very quickly I would wake up every morning with this horrible feeling in my stomach. And I was like, when is the fun really gonna start? Because I'm doing all these things and I'm drinking and partying, but where's the fun? After 2 years, a close friend from Israel came. He looked at me and said, "Is this why you left Israel? Is this why you left your family and your loved ones, everyone you care about, to go party in New York City?" I was inspired by his words and by his harsh criticism. I woke up the next morning and said, it's time to start my first business adventure. Now, because of the past 2 years, I thought the obvious thing for me to do is women's shoes. Made sense because it was my specialty, my master's. I came up with a genius idea. It was going to be a women's high-heel shoe with a collapsible heel. And the point was that as the women of New York City navigate through the urban jungle, they can walk on flats to be comfortable and then go to hills and be fashionable. I thought it was sort of a Hunger Games meets Sex in the City. Come together. The first sample came in, and to our astonishment, one of our employees' fingers almost got cut off when that heel collapsed. Very quickly I realized I know nothing about this category, and this is definitely not my passion. I took a month just to sort of get together and try to forget about my business of very, very dangerous shoes. And I came up with my second great idea. This one I knew was gonna make it big. Crawlers with a K. K for extra coolness. Crawlers was baby pants with knee pads on them to protect the baby's knees for the crawling age. An inspired idea like that needed an inspired tagline that only Shakespeare could write, and it went something like this: just because they don't tell you doesn't mean they don't hurt. Of course, the business was a tremendous failure. For the next 5 years, I slaved. I worked so hard, I thought it was smart to drop out of school when I only had 4 credits left. Not a smart move. And I left to follow a business that I wasn't passionate about. At the peak of our success, we did 2 million in sales, but we had 3 million in expenses. And every single month, I didn't know how we're gonna make payroll. By the time I was 28, 5 years after I arrived to New York City, I was 30 pounds lighter than today. I was smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. My hands were shaking violently, and I was confused and lost. Thank God, at this moment, the universe intervened and introduced me to Rebecca. Rebecca, wait till you're here. Wait till you're here. Rebecca went on the first date with me. And within 5 minutes, now I say 5 minutes to be nice, but it truly took 10 seconds. She looked me straight in the eye and she said, "You, my friend, are full of shit." She then said, "Every single word that comes out of your mouth is fake. You talk about business, but you have no passion. You talk about money, but I know you're broke." "How do you know I'm broke?" She said, "Every time we go out to dinner, you wait for me to put my credit card down." She said, "Maybe it's an Israeli thing, but here in America, it's okay to share or actually buy the woman a meal. It's legit." So she said, "I know you're broke. And worst of all," she said, "everything you do and everything, it's without meaning." This was the first time that someone spoke to me this way. Now in life, someone will come to you and give you a real advice. You measure if that person has no agenda. If that person has no agenda, listen, because it might be a message from the universe. Thank God I was smart enough to listen, and I said, "Well, if I'm so bad and you're so good, what do you suggest?" And she said, "It's very simple. Find your do what you love moment. If you're not gonna do something you're passionate about, you're wasting your time. Then take intention and meaning. Bring those two things together. And only if you brought those two things together, the path will show itself." And she said to me, "If you do that, I promise you, success will follow and the money will follow if you think that's important." I was like, wow. And I did two things. Number one, I immediately proposed to this amazing woman. We only dated for a few months. And Rebecca, I just wanted to say, thank you for agreeing to marry me. Thank you for always being there for me. I am nothing without you, and I would not be able to do this. Thank you for seeing my potential when no one else did. And thank you for accepting my proposal. I wish for every single person in this room to find a soulmate and a partner like that. And you will know, and we will get to it in a second, that nothing is more important. The second gift that Rebecca gave me, I realized, was a blueprint for a meaningful life. And I would like to take a second and share with you that same blueprint, hoping you can take something out of it. Number one, work on yourself. If you're not right now working on yourself with a therapist, with a spiritual practice, with friends, if you're not trying to grow and get better every day, you're missing out on life. And I'll tell you something about the pursuit of personal growth. It's a daily action. I know everyone here is a graduate, but in the pursuit of personal growth, we're all students for life. And I think every night before you go to sleep, ask yourself, did I learn something important today? Do I have a big lesson or a small one? And if the answer is no, think harder, because every day there is one. So number one, work on yourself. Number two in the blueprint, and basically most important, your soulmate or your partner that you're going to choose is the most important decision you're gonna make in your life. I don't care what anybody else tells you. Families, we love you. We couldn't choose to be with you. We were born into our families, and that is a fact. Our siblings were born and brought to us, and that is a fact, and we love them for it unconditionally. But who you choose to be with is your own choice. Make sure you make the right one. Here are a few hints to know that you made the right choice. Number one, a true partner will not be impressed with your bullshit. They will be impressed with real things. They won't be impressed with how much money you have, what job you have, how you speak, or how you look. A true partner will not only love you for who you are today, but will see your potential of who you're gonna become tomorrow and love that. A true partner will be there for you in the happy times and the celebrations, but will also pick you up when you're down. And a true partner will learn how to love the things about you that annoy them the most. Because that's how true love is. That's the second one. Third, kids. Now, I don't want to scare anyone, and no one's saying you should have kids anytime soon. Take your time, and some of you already have kids, and congratulations. I myself am very lucky and have 4. But kids is a very special thing. Because if you work on yourself, and you have the right partner, you will do an unbelievable job with your kids. And let me tell you a little secret about kids. They're all geniuses. They're all entrepreneurs. They're all creators. They're all unique and they're all special. And it's our job as parents or partners or co-parents or all the awesome words we have today. It's our job to unleash their potential. And if we do that, I promise you, they will unleash yours. Fourth, friends. Friends is a very special thing. If anyone sitting in this auditorium today does not have one true friend, you're missing on life. If you have a true friend, get another one. How do you know that it's a true friend? Like a true partner. They tell you your truth in your face. They don't get impressed by the wrong thing. They pick you up when you're down, but they expect you to do the same. I'm very lucky that I have a group of friends that has always supported me and always been with me. And I just want to say thank you to my friends that are here today in the audience and around me, because without you, I'm nothing, and without you, I couldn't have done it. So thank you, and I love you, and thank you for coming. Back to the 15 years. Why did this graduation take 15 years? Well, when I was in Baruch College, and don't think I had a great time, as you just heard. I didn't think that getting the diploma was the important thing. I thought that the experiences that I'm having, I thought that the connections I'll be making is the important thing. But Savta Esti, my grandmother, who paid for my full tuition, thought differently. She really did want me to graduate. She really did. And she kept asking me every year, when are you graduating? When are you graduating? And I said, Esti, you know, I have a family, we're doing well. No, when are you graduating? I need to hang it above my bed. Well, I'm lucky enough today to understand that family is as important as everything else I just said. And if a family members feel strongly about something, then we feel strongly about it also. And I just want to share with you a few words about Esti, who is actually here in the crowd today. Esti was born in 1934 in Poland. And when her father walked her with a stroller one day, a stranger looked into the crib and said a comment that was extremely anti-Semitic about the baby girl who was only 6 months old. Her father, my great-grandfather, realized that if a person can say something so negative about a baby, there's a true problem in the world. He immediately, within a week, took his young wife and his young daughter and got on a boat and moved to Israel. After he settled in Israel, he went back to Poland to convince his 10 brothers and sisters to join him in this new land. None of them did, and tragically, every one of them perished. I say that today because in front of me stand immigrants. I am an immigrant, my grandparents are immigrants, 80% of the people here are immigrants. This school, 80% of the people here are immigrants. It is a fact. In case you're wondering, it is what makes America great. And because we're all immigrants, we should know how lucky and how much privilege we have. We're here pursuing a dream. We're here with the opportunity to find happiness and make peace. And that is an amazing thing. But it's important to remember that around the world right now, there are many people who do not share the same luck that we do. And with this great privilege comes great responsibility to live a meaningful life. Number 5, and my last point on the blueprint that my awesome wife taught me. Building a meaningful business. Just like life, building a meaningful business is a must. Otherwise, you'll never wake up, you'll never get out of bed, and it's probably not gonna work. I'm gonna give you the secret, it's quite easy. First, your business needs to have a purpose. If it doesn't have a purpose, why are you wasting your time? Hang out at home and chill. Number two, people. If you have a business that's mission-driven, and this is not only about starting your own business, you can choose organizations that are the same. If you have a business that's mission-driven, you will attract the best people. If you attract the best people, remember this, you have to treat them the way you want to be treated. You have to take care of them. I know today, and I did not understand this in the past, that the most important thing in our business, and in every business, are the employees and the people making it work every single day. From our CSAs who are helping clean our buildings and helping make it great every day, to our accountants, to our builders, to every single profession that we have. It's the people that make you a success or a failure. Now, if you have purpose, and you have great people, the next thing is build a great product. Now this one, some people get confused. They think, I've been asked many times, I have this amazing intention and I have great people and my business is still not doing well. I'll tell you another secret. Your business has to make sense. If the business is not making sense, if you're not profitable at the end, yes, there are a few companies, we hear about them, they lose a lot of money every month. Don't build that. Build a business that's actually meaningful and also has a significant and powerful business model, because that will make everything work. And if you have purpose and you have the right people and you have a great product, I guarantee you that profits will come. And that is the fifth. With that in mind, in 2010, Miguel, Rebecca, and myself started WeWork. We only had 1 employee and 30 members and 3,000 square feet. But this time, as opposed to my dangerous shoe business and my crawlers with a K business, where I thought life was a sprint and you need to get to the end as soon as possible, where I thought it was a single sport. By the time I got to WeWork, I learned an important lesson. Business, like life, is a marathon. Take your time, do it from the heart, bring the right people, and know that it's a team sport. If you understand that it's a team sport, then you will have people that can always carry you through the finish line. I also learned, stay true to yourself. If you're not true to yourself, again, wasting your time, and you want to be true to others. I learned that giving is receiving. That sounds simple, but remember this one, it's a big one. Giving is receiving. The more you give, the more you receive. I also learned that if you want to help someone, and you really want to do it with the heart, don't expect anything in return. If you're walking around helping people, this guy owes me this, and this woman owes me that, you're not doing it right. Help people without expecting anything in return, and the best thing will happen, it will help you. Most important and last conclusion for my business, throughout the past 7 years of WeWork and that 15 years of my business experience, I've learned one truth. The best companies in the world, just like the best individuals in the world, always keep an open heart. And if you do that, everything else will work itself out. And with that, fellow graduates, now that I've told you my story and shared with you my blueprint, I want you to know something. We're all anxious to see yours unfold. We're all anxious to see how you take your creativity and your ability, your passion and your intention, and share it with the world. Do me a favor and do not share it with organizations, causes, or ideas that don't appreciate you and don't appreciate what you bring to the table. Because it's very important. Because I know as you think of your next job, there are a lot of sexy jobs out there. And I know you were told that you're supposed to get that job or this other job. Here's the truth. Your first job might not be your best job, and maybe it won't have the passion that you're looking for. But if you keep working on yourself and you remember the things that we just talked about today, there's always a coworker that needs your help. There's always a customer that needs to be uplifted. There's always time at home when you can work on your own creativity and on your own passions. As exciting as technology might be, as exciting as driverless cars or flying to the space, I want us to never forget that the future, while leveraging technology, lies in ourselves. It is us who will blaze the path forward, paved not with algorithms, not with software, but with values, with friendship, with common goals, and most importantly, with humanity. And thank you. People talk a lot about the Industrial Revolution. Let me tell you a secret about the Industrial Revolution. It was a time when human beings were reduced to working in an assembly line. Not only that, there is reminiscence of this time still till today. In schools, we have a teacher standing and everybody in lines right in front of that teacher. That was a way to prepare the young generation to work for the assembly line. The distance between the haves and the haves not was never greater. And we're in a very dangerous time when it's about to unfold. A lot of people talk about the third wave, the new revolution. They talk about connectivity. They talk about internet. They talk about hyperloops to connect cities really quickly and tunnels so we avoid the traffic. That all sounds amazing. But let me tell you something. I don't think that's true. In my opinion, the next revolution is going to be the We revolution. And the We revolution is going to be led by the We generation. And it will restore in each one of us a sense of dignity and community, without which greatness cannot be achieved. The We generation knows that you must treat other people the way you want to be treated. That being part of something greater than yourself is a privilege. And the We generation does not discriminate between age, race, gender, or religion. We are global citizens of the earth. Our weapon is information. Our missiles are armed with truth. And we will not stand by, and we will not lend our power to presidents, CEOs, ministers, or anybody, any leader that does not lead us in the right direction, that lies to us, that does not take care of our environment and our future. No one is above the law. And we will come together, and we will tweet, and we will post, and we will share. And we will not stop until you take us seriously, and until you deliver us the world that we're expecting, the world that we want for our children, and our children's children, and our great-great-great-great-grandchildren. And if you're not a forward thinker, then you find a different job, because we want leaders that share our values. We are we. And if we work together, we cannot be stopped. Or else, divided we fall. And with that, fellow graduates, take this blueprint and make one of your own. Create your own version of your path. Look at your map for life. Where are you today? Where do you want to go? Make sure you're always headed in the right direction. Find friends, family, loved ones that will correct you every time you need to be in the middle. No one is perfect. In 10 years, I want you to know that you could and should be standing right here talking to the next graduates of Baruch College. Each one of you is special. Each one of you is a creator, each one of you is an entrepreneur, each one of you is an artist. You're a painter, you're a singer, you're a writer. We, all of us, your fellow students, your faculty, your parents, and the world are waiting for you to unleash your superpower. Class of 2017, congratulations, and go change the world!